Hello and welcome to Movie Shorts. I'm Andy Mack and this is episode 4. Be sure to check out my previous episodes on Spotify. Thank you so much for your support in either subscribing to this podcast or for downloading them. This podcast charted last week as one of the most popular podcasts in the UK film and TV charts. Movie Shorts is designed to review films in under 10 minutes without giving too much away. And I'm really going to try in this episode. In today's episode, I will be reviewing a Minecraft movie. So let's get straight to it. A Minecraft movie is a PG certificate film. It is written by Chris Bowman and Hubbel Palmer and directed by Jared Hess. The movie is 1 hour 41 minutes in length and stars Jack Black, Jason Momoa, Sebastian Hansen and Emma Myers. It is a comedy / action / survival / adventure / absolutely bonkers film. Okay, strap yourselves in. The plot. Here we go. Steve, played by Jack Black, fulfills his childhood dream of mining. Just bear with me. And he discovers orbs and crystals that, when merged together, allow him to enter the overworld. He builds his own Minecraft world and tames a wolf and names this wolf Dennis. All is fine until Steve finds another portal in the overworld that leads to the Nether. But unfortunately, he is captured by the piglin ruler of the Nether. To ensure that nobody else enters the Nether, Steve instructs his wolf/dog Dennis to hide the orb and crystal back in Earth under his bed. End of Act 1. So back to Earth, sometime later. The very dumb Garrett, played by Jason Momoa, who goes under the name Garbage Man Garrison due to a legendary move he used to use when he was playing video games that subsequently gave him the title 1989 Video Games Champion, owns a video game store that is near closure. He in fact receives an eviction notice, but buys the contents of Steve's house, as he has promised that in these contents will be an Atari Cosmos, and he'll be able to make a profit on this. But no, it's not there. He does come across the orb and crystal and he merges. No, he doesn't. He puts them in his shop on a shelf and instead he doesn't think too much of it. End of Act 2. Meanwhile, siblings Henry, a creative teenage boy, and his older sister, who's probably in her early 20s, come to town after the death of their mother. Henry pops into Garbage Man's store on his first real day. A necessary part of the plot, but tenuous at best. Anyway, Henry gets into trouble on his first day. Classic big bullies playing pranks on a nerdy weak kid, and instead of calling his sister for help, he calls Garrett, aka the Garbage Man, to pick him up and pretend that he's his uncle. That's all fine, isn't it? They end up back in the video game shop, and Henry sees the crystal and orb, and he is led to the mine where he merges them together. His sister arrives just in time as she's tracking him on her phone, along with Dawn, a real estate agent who absolutely does not need to go there, but does, and Garbage Man joins them, and they all get sucked into the portal after merging the crystal and orb together, and we are back in the overworld. The piglin leader realizes this, but they can't go into the overworld, so she releases Steve to get it back. But unfortunately, part of the orb, or maybe it was the crystal, gets destroyed, so the new members of the overworld can't get home. So they need Steve's help to go on a quest in order to get a new orb/crystal to get back home. End of Act 3, and we will stop there. So, clear enough? Wow, what a first near half hour of the plot, hey? It goes at 100 miles an hour right from the get-go, trying to force all of these characters into the same place at the same time. I honestly didn't think things would be so complicated to explain before watching this movie. It's fine, and some of the better jokes are actually in, let's just call it Earth, than in the overworld/Minecraft world. For the next hour or so, we're given a pick and mix of Minecraft items. Feels like the writers open the Minecraft encyclopedia and flick through the pages. Creepers, piglins, endermen, pink sheep, wolves, skeletons, spiders, creepers, spider jockeys, chicken jockeys, zombie villagers, iron golems, wandering traders, pillagers, evokers, piglin brutes, pandas, hoglins. I could go on, but I am sure that you get the point. And in the middle of this tour de force, we are taken on a roller coaster of Jack Black having to explain to the audience what this does or what that does or how to craft this or how to dig that. At some point, it was like listening to a child explaining his game to a new friend. So for the majority of the movie, the 5 characters go on their quest. Except they don't go on their quest. The female protagonists don't go on their quest. They are split up, and then the way that they are used in the movie, I have to say, is a little bit of an insult to girls watching the movie. They have a sub-story and they serve no real purpose. They walk around asking villagers for maps and they can't seem to build anything. Henry's sister, who on Earth is a strong character, seems out of place in the overworld and hardly does anything inspiring for the girls watching the movie. She spends an awful lot of time shouting at her brother's perils. I get that boys play Minecraft more, but isn't that even worse? All those boys watching the 3 male leads crafting, being comedic, telling the jokes and solving the problems. Of course, there isn't any blood and guts and gore in this movie, but there are actually some scary parts. A pink sheep is ripped apart by zombies, chickens are being attacked, a young piglin at one point is impaled with a sword and killed. No blood, but he does turn into a piece of meat, which is what you would expect when playing Minecraft. I would say I would not let a child under the age of 8 watch this movie. And then there is the mild, unnecessary undertones of sex. A villager escapes into Earth, gets run over by the vice principal of the school, played by Jennifer Coolidge. She then takes the villager out for dinner and then offers him back to her house for dessert. And also an absolutely weird sequence of a man-witch in which Jack Black and Jason Momoa lie perpendicular to each other with her head in between each other's thighs so that they can fly through a small gap in a bridge. I'm sure for a Minecraft fan this movie will be a delight. Watching the items that took many an hour on YouTube to discover and craft come onto the screen will be exciting to see for an avid Minecraft player. But the whole let's get back home quest is done better by the recent Jumanji films and by the Super Mario movie. I won't be watching this movie again. Most of us will be watching this movie because the children in our lives want to watch it. So it will make a ton of money and it'll make more when available in a few months' time on TV and other online platforms. A Minecraft movie. Funny in parts, poorly written and haphazard. Thank you for listening to Movie Shorts. Goodbye.